And I think we're live. Howdy, howdy, everybody. Hey, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me, if you don't mind. So, my computer had a catastrophic, uh, whatever. I think it was a power surge, I think actually got it. But I had to get a new computer, and nothing is where I'm used to it, and nothing is functioning well as I would like, anyways, yet. So, that's why my screen is funny. I hear you. How does it sound, John? Does it sound tinny or does it sound okay? Um, so I think I got everything working, but I had to re-upload software and all the apps, and it's a new operating system, which I don't really care for. I don't know. I just got to get used to it. Everything's feeling funny. Sounds tinny. Okay. Tell me something. You sound a little tinny. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Still tinny. Hey, Kat. Good to see you. Sounds a bit like you're on a large crap. All right, let me try something new here. Can you tell me, is this any better? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Or is this one terrible too? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Gonna wait until I get a little bit of feedback, and we'll wait until some people start hopping in here too. Better. Seems to be better. Okay, perfect. I guess we'll see what this does. I don't know. Sounds good. Good evening. Hey, Heather. Good to see you. All right, I appreciate it. Man, I just don't play with OBS enough, and I have to run both audio and video through OBS, and I'll sit there and do research on it, figure out how to put it together, and then every time it stops working or I have to redo it, I have to remember what I did. So I never remember my settings. And I would have loved to just downloaded my old hard drive, but like a big oaf, I busted my hard drive chip. Just the corner of it busted off when I was getting out, pulling it out of the motherboard because it was stuck. And this has a lot of data on it that I want back. So little 5 pins snapped off of the small part of the terminals on that chip, and it's got 1 terabyte of my data. So I took it down to a data recovery place in town, and they want $2,000 to fix that chip, to pull it off there, because they know they got me over a barrel. But I think what I'm going to do, well, either I'm going to have Michael do it, because Michael said he might be able to get it off, or I'm going to, how about now? My mic still isn't picking up? Can you not hear me now, Beth? It seems to be. I'm looking at my feedback. Maybe your mic. Testing 1 2 3, Beth. Testing 1 2 3. Let me know in the chat if you're not hearing me again, Beth. This seems to be having problems hearing me. But yeah, so I got to buy. It's good. Okay, I got to buy this exact same hard drive, and then try to unsolder that little black chip on there and solder it back onto the hard drive and see if I can save it. I'm going to try that. Okay, perfect. I was just kind of wasting some time. Sounds like the mic is on. Your laptop is selected. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I don't have a laptop. This is a desktop. This is the only mic that's on there, but it's running through. Let me see one other thing. Hold on right quick if you don't mind. Oh, let me let you know it's really teeny too. All right, so hold on here. See if I can do something else here. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. All right, testing 1 2 3. Let me try to mix this real quick. Is this the right one? No, that's not the right one. Oh, that's because I'm on. Why am I on this one? Okay, no, I need to be on this one. So sorry. Testing. Okay, I see what's going on here. That has got The input is selected as the stupid camera. Oh, how do I fix it? Sorry, guys. Sources. Testing, testing, testing. All right, so that's playing off my stupid Sony camera. I do not want that one on. So I need to turn this input on. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? All right. I bet you guys can hear me a lot better now. Can't hear you. Oh, I think that was before. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. I bet this is better. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thanks, Miniwa. Yes. Yep. Gotcha. All right. So, yeah, you know what that was? It was a bad cable because there's gremlins this week. I swear, the forces that be are trying to attack my electronics this week. So that was a bad cable that time. So I had to swap the cable. And then I got that able to come up there. All right. So sorry about technical difficulties. Never a dull moment around here. Man, what a pain in the butt. Man, you guys know what it's like to have to change computers and then all of a sudden all your files aren't there and all the apps. You don't even realize how many apps you use on a daily basis until until you have to reload them all. It sucks so bad. Hey, J Rex, appreciate it, man. Yeah, and this camera, the color grading's all off and all sorts of stuff. And now I'm all zoomed in. It's weird. I gotta fix all of this. But soon, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Yeah, exactly. All right. So where's everybody tuning in from? And if you guys have any questions, I'd love to see them in the chat here. And this week's been a little bit crazy. I was planning on having some some stuff put together, but this week with my computer taking a crap on me, I just didn't have any extra time. Madison, Wisconsin. But love to know what you guys are doing for tonight for dinner, and I was really, man, I really enjoyed that live stream of there in Arizona, the Charlie Kirk Memorial. That was awesome. Good to see John, Allie, Kelly. Good to see all you guys. Miniwall. All right, we had a fun open chat today. I really enjoyed that. All right. So, but yeah, let's see. Oh, I joined a gym this week because I just finally gave up because I still don't think I'm going to have my garage weathered in for the winter. And now I'm doing the slow burn stuff. And I finally got Fred Hahn's book on slow burn. And then I went through and looked at all the exercises that he suggests. And I know that this is an old book. I mean, some of these I don't even recognize the machines that he's using. And this book has like, you know, home exercises and it's got gym exercises. And I'm sure that I can figure some stuff out. But I just wanted to try it on some smooth machines and kind of get in a rhythm and then try to see how I can fit it at my home gym. And I was, when I saw all the machines and workouts he's doing, I bet, you know, back in the day, I went to the gym a fair amount and fairly familiar with the machines. And I was looking at all these machines that he's got in this book, and I'm like, I don't recognize half of these. So I certainly don't have them in my garage gym. So I broke down and I just joined a gym just because I figure just doing it once or twice a week, I can force myself to go in 30 minutes once or twice a week and at least get the plan down. Plus, they have a sauna that I wanted to do this winter quite a bit. And they had one of those. My vitamin D is always low because I'm in Montana and it's either winter, you know, 7 months out of the year with not a whole lot of sun, or and then even in the and not that you wouldn't get UV rays or whatever, but even in the summer it gets really hot and then we have forest fires. So it's not much fun to be outside because it's all smoky and gloomy, doomy, and the air quality's not always good when we're having forest fires. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of them. And so I end up with pretty much a chronic low vitamin D uh, 3 issue. And I was looking, and they have some tanning booths that have UV in them. Plus, they have the saunas with the red lights. I was like, well, for $80 a month, it'd be worth trying. See what some sauna throughout the winter did, and see if I could keep my vitamin D up. I mean, I supplement it, but still, it'd be fun just to see what would happen. So, gonna give it a try this winter. I'll let you guys know how that's going. I uh, I hate working out in gyms around a bunch of people, especially doing the slow burn stuff because I look like such a dork. But just another one of those humbling things we got to do, I suppose. Let's see. Just gonna catch up, make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. I talked to Michael this week, and he's doing really good. So hopefully he'll come visit us here one of these shows. He's finally getting some fluid off of him and breathing better, so that's all good. So I'm really happy that he's feeling good. I know what it's like to fight, the lymphatic issues. Man, what a pain, So definitely praying for him and keeping him lifted up there, and hoping he's fighting the good fight here, so he's getting better. So that's really good. Let's see. Yeah, the Charlie Kirk Memorial was fantastic. Yeah. Nothing trying to save food for now. Food budget is very tight. Yeah, man. Meanwhile, I got to tell you, you really got to check and see if you can uh find some of that lamb breast at Walmart. That stuff is super affordable, and man, I've been eating a ton of it lately. Blade roast, that sounds pretty good. All right. I bought that book too. You and Dr. Phil mentioned it. Yep, in the men's group. Yep. For sure. And man, I have ADHD, a little dyslexic, and I hate reading books. Like because when I start to read, my mind just goes like I can't concentrate to save my life. So I need it in audiobook form. So I've been fighting with chat because it's not available in audiobook, which is driving me insane, or I would have bought it 10 times. So I took the time to take a picture of all 169 pages with my phone and send it to Chat GPT so that I can get it to put it in a file format for me. But now I'm fighting that because I'm not trying to distribute it or something, and I'm not trying to infringe on copyright laws, which GPT is worried about. I'm like, I just want to put it in an audiobook format so that I can listen to the dang thing because my brain, when I start reading, I can read a whole book and not remember a thing that was said because whatever part of my brain will read it, but the other part of my brain is, just like I don't know, coming up with what I'm going to do, the next 2 hours, or it's just off in a whole nother world thinking. And I've tried for years to be able to focus it, and it's miserable. I don't know what a guy's supposed to do. So, but yeah, so I'm working on turning it digital. I just have to figure out a verbal workaround with Chat GPT to get it to do it. Yeah, I mean, I went through this. If you eat hamburger for a long time, it gets pretty tricky. But this is why I ended up getting so many different, different things. Like first of all, I got a meat grinder because with a meat grinder, the store bought hamburgers kind of nasty, but with a meat grinder, I was able to start taking like chuck roasts and briskets and eye rounds and things, and then grinding it up myself. And then you can take bacon and grind it in with the meat, so you can make a bacon burger patty, and those are pretty delicious. You take, like uh, 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 hamburger to bacon ratio, and you grind up your own ground meat with it, and then that bacon's in there, and then I would smoke those, and I would smoke them low and slow so they really get saturated with the smoke, and those are pretty awesome, with that smoke flavor. And then back in the day when I was eating pickled jalapenos, I would even grind up pickled jalapenos, and I get the real hot ones and grind up the pickled jalapenos in the burger meat, and that did really good. And those were some things that I would do to get through my meat fatigue or my hamburger fatigue. And then after that, I just started trying different things. I could usually swap back and forth. Sometimes when you're just flat tired of meat too, I would just take bacon and boiled eggs, and then I would make bacon mayo, and I would make a egg salad that was really good. It would be a bacon egg salad with bacon mayo, and it was delicious. I switched from a private gym with virtually no machines to Planet Fitness with lots of machines. Yeah, that's awesome. It's just I know that I'm gonna have to really get on myself to make myself drive there because it's almost a half-hour drive there and a half-hour drive back. And I don't know, I'm mental about little things like that, making myself go. Those are special workout machines, I think. Medics. Uh, oh, I got you in his book. I got you. Well, that makes sense because I hadn't recognized him before, but I joined this gym is huge. It's the biggest one in our town, and it's pretty fancy. It's got several floors of machines, and I bet that they have something very similar because it's a real high mucky muck gym. It's kind of like I don't know. It's like if I don't know. It's almost the size of a Walmart. It's monstrous. And so I'm gonna guess that they have them. I just joined, and I'm going on a tutorial or whatever Monday. I'm gonna be dropping my gym, working on the farm as workout for sure. I have a whole driveway full of mulch to spread. That will definitely do it for sure. I tried taco meat and the tallow left from frying chicken hearts, gizzards, and liver a few days ago. It was a good way to use up The dirty towel. For sure. That sounds awesome. I loved tanning this spring. For sure. Yeah. It does definitely help the vitamin D levels. Yeah, I will. I was giving him a hard time. He finally well, he was, I was having computer problems, so he came to rescue me. uh Going fast during works out and trying to slow. Yeah. I know. I'm sure this is gonna be a weird thing. I'm gonna be looking like a fish out of water in there. Not only do I just not look like I belong, but then I'm gonna be also doing slow burn and it's gonna look pretty funny, but whatever. Uh get some wild caught tuna in a can. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good way to do it too. Started trying to do the slow burn on my own in a gym when I found a trainer that specializes in slow strength. The trainer specialized machines make a big difference. That's awesome. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna see. So when I signed up, I get like I don't know 2 orientations with a private trainer or whatever, and so I already emailed them because first and foremost, every one of them because I looked, they have a whole list of trainers that are signed up, and I emailed the head trainer to ask him if any because most all their trainers say something about nutrition, dietitian, whatever, and so I emailed them and said, "Are any of your trainers specialized in like ketovore, carnivore, low carb, animal based? Because I'm not interested in working with a trainer." What I find is that if they want to be in control of my diet and I put my foot down and tell them no, then if we're working out, we run into any roadblocks or whatever, they're automatically going to think that it's because of my diet and they're not going to be willing to do any workarounds or they're probably going to have a block and their heart's probably not going to be into it. So first and foremost, if they're not at least fairly, articulate about low carb animal based diets, and if they're, you know, completely against them, then I'm not going to work with one anyhow. But so the first and foremost thing I'm going to do is see if they are at least open to those things or have used them before, or if they have any clients that they're working with that are having good results with it. So that's number one. And then number two, I'm going to be like, and do you know anything about the slow burn? And see what they say. So I'll let you guys know next weekend when I find out. Uh, yes, I'm definitely going to let them know. Hey Ryan, good to see you. That was hilarious and in open chat today. I liked your comment about the weights and measures. Let's see. Pancetta from Aldi. Oh, that sounds good. Uh, I haven't been able to find any lamb at the nearby Walmarts. That's strange. I wonder what makes some of them carry them and some of them don't. I mean, it's funny. When I first started buying lamb breasts at Walmart, you could get 8 of them per time. They had a cap at 8 if you're doing curbside or delivery or whatever, and now they have a cap of 3. So where I used to only have to go a couple times a week, now I got to go like every day and get all 3, and then go get my rations. It's pretty funny. Getting lamb shank for $7.99 a pound. That's awesome. These ones here, I really do like this cut. These are the lamb breasts, and this is one smoked. You can see how big these things are, and the fat to protein ratio. Whoop, it's dripping fat right now. Oh boy, I got it on my pants. The fat to protein ratio is huge. Like it's probably not by calorie, but by weight. It's probably 60% fat. It's pretty crazy. Maybe even a little bit more. But it's it's $3.94 a pound. It's crazy. I love that stuff. Let's see here, and I get it at Walmart. Sims. Let's see. What is the difference between weight training and slow burn that you're mentioning? I tend to do my movements very slow, controlled. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's basically, he says that like for the first inch, it should take like 3 seconds or something, and then the rest of the rep should take like another 7 seconds. And basically, he wants you to find a weight in that movement where you are moving super slow, and it takes some pretty smooth cable machines to do it, I guess. But you're moving really slow until you can basically reach complete exhaustion and fatigue of the muscle within 90 seconds. And then you work one muscle group to complete exhaustion by going slow for 90 seconds, and then you move on to the next one. And I'm trying it because, well, one, it made sense what he said, but two, I've been, it's just I've been going out there, and I'm not, I really haven't lifted since I was like 24. Like that was the last time I did this stuff, which was going on 20 years ago. And I don't know, in my head, I keep remembering what I used to do. And when I can't do it, it's frustrating. And so I end up pushing myself, and then I hurt something. Right now, I've got a pretty swelled up elbow right here that's pretty sore. And last time I had a herniated disc because I put too much on the squat rack. And the time before that, I pulled this shoulder. And it's because I end up getting very frustrated because I, certain things I have more strength than other things. And I just got pretty weak when I was sick there, and I'm just older. And so I'm like, all right, I like the idea of the slow burn, not putting, because so far it's not been, I like going to do it, but I'm kind of battling a mental game right now where I get frustrated and then I say, the heck with it. And then I go do something stupid and then I pay for it. And then I can't get back out there for a little while. So it's definitely reminds me a lot of where I started Carnivore at, which is that we have to lower ourselves to our actual capabilities and humble ourselves to start where we're at. And that's kind of what I am using the slow burn to do because I need to be consistent with it. And I certainly haven't been consistent when I keep, uh, ego lifting basically and causing myself trouble. So this is a way I'm trying to uh, put some bumper rails on so that I stop doing stupid things. Uh, Someone said they use Siri to read from Kindle. Yeah, and that would be good, but I have to get it from this paper copy onto uh onto a Kindle or anything. So I took pictures, and Chat GPT can read all the pictures, and it summarized the book, but it won't put the complete book together in digital format because it says it's not allowed to because of copyrights. But if I know anything about Chat GPT, if you ask the right question in the right way, you can generally get a workaround. But I have to figure out, I got to go research the right way to ask the question so that I can get a digital copy of it, just so that I can then have a PDF reader read it or send it to Kindle or something. I got a package of gizzards hearts together and a tub of livers. Just fry them together. Livers alone are too bland for me. Livers are bland for you? They taste like I'm sucking on rebar pieces. They are so metallic. I can't stand them. Next time I'm going to try them in the air fryer. That sounds pretty good, though. I love chicken gizzards, though. Those are delicious. Just made hamburgers and brisket the other day. Yeah, brisket hamburgers are awesome. Let's see. Why'd you get? I just lost my taste for them. Like they were something I wanted for a little while. I wouldn't like if I craved them. I wouldn't stop eating them. But my diet has gotten pretty refined just by kind of just simplicity, and what gives me the most energy and what I've been really enjoying is homemade pemmican and lamb breast. I think I've only eaten those two things since 4th of July now. I've only had lamb breasts and homemade pemmican. So Kelly, can we talk about smokers for a second? What should I look for? I know nothing about them. Sure. I think, well, honestly, I think I'd get the Z Grill smoker right now. If I was going to get one, that would be the one that I would get because for about $800, you can get what, if it was a Traeger, would probably cost you, you know, I don't know, $1,100, $1,200, with all the bells and whistles. And they are trying to basically crowdfund, their business so that they can give Traeger a run for the money. So they're running a ridiculously good deal right now. And for basically, they give you 10 smokers after the original one you purchase. So for every year for the next 50, every 5 years for the next 50 years, they give you a brand new one. And these last about, right about 5 or 6 years. And maybe if you really treat them really good and you upkeep them, and you might have to change out an auger or change out an element, a heating element or a fan, you could probably repair them and keep them going. But they're going to do that for the next 50 years. So you basically get 11 smokers that if it was a Traeger would cost you, 11, 12, $1,300. And you get 11 of them from Z Grills right now for $800. And yeah, it's a long wait and everything. But I mean, realistically, I've heard good things about them. I think that they're all pretty competitive. I can tell you this, that Traeger's is very, very heavy duty. Like that dang Timberline XL, but I mean, they're so expensive. But that Timberline XL weighs like 400 pounds. Like it is heavy, heavy, heavy. It is crazy how heavy that smoker is for a little push around one. And so it's held up to, I've had some massive grease fires in there now. In fact, I had one today because these lamb breasts have so much grease in them. And I put a grease catch in there and I thought it was good. And then you start it up and then all of a sudden it caught on fire. And my smoker got to 900 degrees inside. And because it's such thick metal, it survived it just fine. But long story short, so you wouldn't be able to do something like that because I know that the other off brand, well, not even off brand, but the other kind of middle of the road smokers aren't that thick. And so you'd probably have some heat problems and you'd probably burn up a circuit board or something, or at least burn up the heating elements. Where the Traeger seems to hold up because everything is really good quality. But other than that, I think they're as good as any smoker realistically. And so what I like about it is that I want them to come with probes, meat probes that are on board so that you don't have to buy some aftermarket ones that work on a separate app. And so I believe that Z Grills has this looking through there, but if you could look at it, but make sure that they're like network connective, because I love that I can be looking at my smoker while I'm in town on my phone and go, oh, my meat's almost done. And if it gets to a temperature, I can just shut down the smoker and let it rest from my car in town. And I love that I can check the pellet level and I can raise the temperature. Like sometimes, especially in Montana, the weather can, you know, get cooler here. And I love that I can pay attention to where my smoker might be set at, whatever, 165 to 225 to 250 degrees. But I can see that it's struggling because all of a sudden, it's getting late and the sun's going down, the ambient temperature cooled off. And so the meat's cooking slow. The meat temperature is coming up real slow. So I can add another 25 degrees onto it. I can see what the pellet level is and I can watch the internal temperature of the meat. And so I love that. And it gives you little notifications. You can set notifications of when you want the meat to be done. And so it gives you notifications. And I believe the Z Grills do all of that. And so for me, that's really important just because it makes it super easy. And other than that, I guess you just have to do a little bit more research. I haven't done a ton of research on the Z Grills because of, I already have the Traeger. But if I was paying attention to it, I would just go check out all the reviews and make sure that people are saying that it's getting, good smoke penetration. I'm sure there's a lot of people. I bet there's videos out there that you could watch about Traegers versus Z grills, and I would be looking at the smoke penetration and whether smoke is escaping the Z grill. See, even the first Traeger sucked, and some of it was because the smoke wasn't, it wasn't very contained very well, and there wasn't really good draft and saturation. So that's what I would concentrate on is people that are doing a side by side that know what a Traeger can do now, if they're getting equal smoke rings and penetration. And then I would also probably still use, the pellets are interchangeable. Sorry, guys. I do not know why that does that. It's like my computer just loses it and then it makes me completely redo it if I just even bump this thing. It's crazy. Can you guys hear me okay? I feel like you can hear me. I can hear myself. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, Lindy's got me. No, there's no battery. It's powered by USB, and it's just super annoying for whatever reason. The computer loses it if you even bump it, and then you have to unplug it, replug it in, and then it's a pain in the butt to get it back. But sorry about that, guys. I have to get a different connection, I think, because there's a different mic connection on here. I think would do better. So let's see here. But I can tell when it goes out because, I have earphones that plug into the bottom of the mic, and then I can't hear myself in my own earphones. And I'm like, oh boy. Let's see here. But let me go back through here. But yeah, so I would on the smoker part, I would do some watch some reviews and just make sure that the Z girls are, you know, compatible or not comparable to smoke penetration and everything as the Traegers. And if they are, man, I wouldn't hesitate a second by trying one. All right. Doing body weight exercises. How are you liking it, Ryan? Let's see. Most people in the gym are not ideal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I don't care too much about most of that stuff, but I don't know. I guess I'll see if I get in a mood about it. I guess is what we're gonna have to see if there's some snarky people in there. Right? And yeah, I had them when I was younger, and uh, here I mean, and like nothing against nobody, but the fact of the matter is that there's not a single one of those trainers that I'm ever going to find that's ever going to know where I actually came from and what it's like, and this is definitely not a complaint, and I'm certainly not a victim or anything. It's just that I just know that they're not going to know what it was like to be 700 pounds or 600 pounds when I was 14. They have a set idea, and most of them believe in the calorie restriction as being the answer. And because I still have, a massive amount of loose skin and 120 pounds still left to lose, I'm going to have absolutely zero credibility in their eyes. And so trying to explain to them, you know, the things that I've already tried and the things that I've already learned and the truths that I already know about my situation, they're not usually very open to it. And that eventually annoys me because they are kind of closed minded usually. And I mean, I shouldn't categorize them, but I'm prepared for them to be a bit closed minded, and then that's just going to annoy me. And at the end of the day, I'm paying the bill. So I don't generally pay people to talk down to me and annoy me. And I also don't like paying people that are too smart to learn anything, and that come in with a set in stone ideology, and especially one that's been pushed by the mainstream narrative that is not working, like, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to see what it is. I guess I guess uh I shouldn't be preparing for uh conflict, but I'll be pleasantly surprised if it's not that way, I guess is what I'll say. Let's see. See, most people in the gym are not in ideal shape. The ones that are in ideal shape are too busy staying ideal. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I mean I'm not worried about most of it either. I'm gonna be too distracted just trying to find my butt with both hands while I'm in there. So, but I guess we'll see what's happening. Let's see here. I mentally applaud anyone who is exercising. Go great in your own way. That's awesome. That's a good way to look at it. You should be getting some sleep, you crazy lady. You keep getting up in the middle of the night. You gotta get some sleep. Hey, Sandra, it's good to see you. Uh, let's see here. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one, John. I don't blame you one bit. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Any lifestyle tips in addressing? I don't even know what that is. Protein or the kiddies. If I stick to keto carnivore, will cease eventually. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have to look that up. Hold on. I'm gonna try to look it up without bumping my mic so that it doesn't drop me again. I mean, Oh yeah, I don't know a ton about this, but I don't even think that that's necessary. I like. Were you having it before, or are you just having it now that you're carnivore? And I don't. It certainly isn't going to make it worse. And I do not believe that those proteins, from what I've heard, are coming from the dietary protein either. But that would be a good one for Dr. Phil. But no, I don't think that that is an issue. I've heard people talk about that protein in their urine before, and I forget what Dr. Phil said about it, but uh, I forget what Dr. Phil said about it. But he was talking about the pathway that that protein's getting in there, and it wasn't dietary, if, as far as I remember. So you should definitely ask him about that. Yeah, I think it's your best chance to heal up. Got my checkup results recently. I was just a tad out of range. However, time goes by and my kidneys are feeling better. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. I feel like I'm behind because I've been playing with the microphone stupid stuff. That's that makes both of us. That's why it really is. People are like, I don't have time for all that. Man, that smoker, when you get a good pellet smoker, it's so easy. I mean, I have fridges out in the garage and I have my smoker out in the garage. And when I'm going to work in the morning, I just go and grab some lamb breast out of the refrigerator. I unwrap them. I put them on the smoker. I hit start. I put it at the lowest smoke temperature and I put the meat probes in the meat. And then I just leave it and forget about it. And then after about 5 hours, I check on my phone and I know that I want to get them to about 196 degrees because these ones smoke kind of like brisket. So I want them between 194 and 196 degrees, and it takes time because there's so much fat that the fat breaks down and it evaporates. So it's kind of like that stall stage that brisket goes through. But you just leave it there, and I know in about 6, 7 hours, maybe 8, depending on the size of them, I'm gonna have a ton of fantastic meat and fat to eat. And so, usually I'm eating the one from the day before. I usually have one or two already cooked, and I eat that in the morning, and then or I have some pemmican bars, and then I wait till those are cooked, and then I have which is just what I did here. I put some on this morning, and then I went through. I had pemmican bars this morning, and then I went through the whole day, and then these were between open chat and this live stream. They were perfect, and I just had a monster one. It gets so much fat, and it's great. Yeah, it's the Traeger's just awesome for sure, and I can put about 120 pounds or so, maybe 160 pounds of meat in there at once, and it'll just do a killer job, you know. And it's got two meat probes with it now, but you can put two more in there, and it'll keep track of four different pieces of meat for you, and it's really pretty consistent all the way throughout the smoker. It's pretty awesome. All right. What brand? Let's see. What brand and what brand of knives did you say you use? And is there a specific brand of knife sharpener you use? So I really like the whetstone sharpener. So I use like a 400 grit, a 600 grit, and then or no, I use a 400 grit, and then I use a trying to remember. Yeah, I use a 400 grit, and then I use a 6,000 grit, I believe. No, I use it's a 1,000 grit. That's what it is. It's 400 grit. It's 1,000 grit. It's a 6,000 grit and then a 10,000 grit. And that's what I use. So I use those four steps of the sharpeners, and I really like the Dow Strong knives, but I don't like the epoxy handles. I got a few of the epoxy handles, and I really don't care for them cutting meat because when you get grease on your hands, the epoxy handles are super slippery, and the knife tries to twist in your hand. I really do not like that. I don't like perfectly round handles. So I like oblong handles. so that you have a little bit of leverage on them. And I actually like the wood handles that are more, they can be sanded smooth, but the epoxy, resin epoxy ones, I don't care for those. But the Dow Strongs are awesome. They're expensive, but they're awesome. And they are the Damascus steel, the Damascus folded steel. I really like with stainless. I think it's a stainless coating on the outside. I really like those. And then those whetstones, I love them. They just cut through everything like butter, and they're fairly easy to keep sharpened. I mean, I don't know, about maybe once every 10 primal roasts that I chop up with those, I have to resharpen them. But it takes like, you know, I'll just pick I usually have two or three go-to knives, and then I'll just take about every 6 weeks or something, I'll spend 30 minutes sharpening them all, and then they're good to go. And I mean, they are ridiculously sharp. So, oh, I didn't know I don't have a good poker face. And apparently I was showing my distress with the computer. Let's see. Yeah, that's paid. Man, I don't know what it is this week. Everything's having troubles. Let's see. Yeah, there's no battery in it. And that thing's just ornery. All right. I love gyms with pools and saunas, but there isn't one near me. Yeah, I can't swim. So this one's got a couple of big pools, and it's got a couple of spas, and it's got saunas and tanning beds, and I don't know. It's got like I don't know, massage stuff in there, and I don't know all the stuff that it does. But I wouldn't mind trying the infrared saunas, and it's through the winter, and seeing what that does, and then maybe the UV light therapy too, to see if it can keep my vitamin D up would be kind of interesting. Body weight exercises are nice, not going to build a ton of muscle from them, but it's functional, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I've been coming a long way where I really like. I've been surprised what my legs are doing. I really got to work on my left leg though. I think something happened with some neuropathy and some what would you call it? Just muscle loss or sarcopenia or whatever from the lymph system being worse on my left side because my left leg's so much weaker than my right leg. I still feel it. But what I really like doing is getting on um, so I got these wedges for my feet because I find that if I stand on wedges when I'm doing body weight squats, it really helps my knees. So I take these little wedges, they're 22.5-degree wedges, and I put one under each foot and I put it on top of the shake plate. And then I stand on that shake plate and I just put it on high for 10 minutes. And while it's doing that, I do as many slow body weight squats on those wedges. And then it makes you kind of use stabilizer muscles too. And that has done wonders for strengthening my legs and balance and making my knees feel better and stronger and my ankles. Just using the stabilizer muscles. Because when you put that shake plate on like the sixth setting or whatever, it shakes in all the way. So it does this thing where it rocks back and forth. It also shakes, and it shakes forward and backwards and side to side too while it's doing this little thing. So it does toss you around quite a bit, and the motion is pretty extreme. And so when you're standing that on those wedges, and then I'll take a 45-pound dumbbell and just hold it with both hands between my chest and just do that on there, and I'm surprised how much strength that's got me back in my legs for sure. It'll definitely, I mean, when I get off that thing, I'm pretty sore. So, which doesn't mean a lot, but we're making progress. So, when you interview trainers, just ask if they believe in any conspiracy theories. They say no, 100%. That is a fact. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come in a tinfoil hat. If you do a brisket only diet, do you think that you'd get enough fat in? No. Well, I mean, it depends on how you do it. Depends on how you do it. If you did it in a crock pot and you saved all the fat and then you peeled it like a like kind of a pulled beef or something, and then you let the beef from the flat soak up the fat from from the point. I think you might get enough. It depends. I mean, the point's got a pretty good amount of fat in it, and then the fat cap going. So you might get real close if you soak it up. But if you put it in the smoker and you let all that fat drain off of it, and you don't catch it or save it, and you don't put it back in there to pick it up, I don't know if you would or not. Yeah, God bless Charlie for sure. I did love that. I loved that when I was watching it. There was, I think, 160,000 people watching live, about 100,000 people there, and it sure feels like I don't know, a little bit of a revival that I've been looking for sure. So it's pretty awesome. The only trainer at My Planet Fitness is overweight and always has an energy drink in his hand. I'm in a small group. That's kind of funny. Who's training who? Am I enabling your energy drink habit? Honestly, at the gym, what made most uncomfortable is having to stand and read the machine instructions on the side standing there. Right. I know. I'm going to be going through a lot of those, especially I was looking at some of the, well, first of all, the idea of putting me in an ab crunch machine is kind of hilarious. And I know, you know, I mean, I'm smaller now, so maybe this will be easier. But when I was even 500 pounds and going to the gym, uh, and getting into some of those machines, like the ab crunch ones and some of the leg extension ones, they weren't made for my size. So, I mean, I was basically like mold injecting myself into the machine, trying to make it work. It was a wreck. I was a dumpster fire. I think realistically, I have to trim fat very lightly for it to be sustainable to me. But thanks, Cranky. I got you. Let's see here. Yeah, use the fat to make towel. What I've been doing with these lamb breasts, because there's so much fat, is I've been putting cookie sheets under, whatever you call those little tiny flat trays that have just like a half-inch lip on them. I've been putting those under the lamb, and then as the fat renders off, it smokes the lamb tallow, and then I use that for pemmican, and it's been pretty awesome. Let's see. I'm interested in hearing about the new course Dr. Phil mentioned Saturday on metabolism. Yep, he's working on an insulin resistance master class, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So everybody can't wait. I did. I did. I didn't. You know what's funny about that too? Not to make this about me, because it's not, definitely not about me at all. But what was funny is that most of that, or a good portion of that documentary, was in Wyoming, and I was in Wyoming, and where he was filming Dr. Kiltz at was where Bella and Max got married at, was at Tyler McCann's farm. In fact, if you look behind Dr. Kiltz, there's like a 12-inch subwoofer and some tower speakers. That's my stereo that I have in my garage right here. But what's funny is that I didn't meet those guys until last summer when I was in Wyoming. However, they filmed a little clip of me from Hack Your Health in Austin, and I didn't even know those guys then. So what was funny is I didn't have I didn't they didn't get any shots of me when I was right there in Wyoming, but they stole a weird shot of me talking at Hack Your Health in the audience as a question. I thought that was kind of strange. Uh, Kind of a funny little coincidence there. But I did see the documentary, and it was pretty decent for sure. I think that Healing Humanity's documentary, I think, is going to beat the socks off of it, though. But it was an interesting documentary. I just felt like it was kind of one note the whole way through. But I'm probably going to get ostracized for saying that, but that's the truth. That's what I believe. It was kind of, like after the first 15 minutes, I felt like we'd heard the whole story, but they kind of kept repeating it. But maybe that's just me. Let's see. I'm trying to go through here. Sorry for being behind. This night's been kind of a goat show with the audio here. I'm gonna go through and see if I'm missing any. No, I'm not too far behind. Let me go back. Um, there we go. I got a Weber Smoky Mountain. I got it 20% off by applying for a Lowe's card. It came with a $40 cover too. Yeah, that's awesome. And how do you like it, Greg? Do you feel like it does a pretty good job? With a dialysis nurse lowering inflammation and thing causing damage, which I personally believe carnivore does, can be very beneficial. Don't eat protein is old science. Yeah, for sure. YouTube has many videos on making tallow, butchered wizard meat church. Yep. Yeah, tallow is super easy to make. When you cook brisket, how much would you say it shrinks? What percentage? I've cooked a few briskets. I don't have a full assessment of how much it shrinks. How much does it shrink? Well, I mean, there's so much about that. It depends on what temperature you're cooking it to and how much of the fat you render down. But I would say by volume of weight, that's probably 30% fat, like by volume, maybe 40. And I would say you probably lose, you know, third to half of that if you cook it all the way through and you render it down with the white tissue, especially if you trim any of it, which I wouldn't recommend. So I don't know. I would guess that you're losing, if you're rendering off quite a bit of fat, I'd guess you're losing probably like, 15, 20% of the weight of the whole brisket, maybe 10 or 15%, somewhere in there. I mean, there's a good amount of fat that comes off them. I smoked a lot of briskets and I've had to empty the grease bucket, and there's, several pounds of fat to come off of each one of those briskets for sure. And the briskets are usually, anywhere from 15, 14, 15 pounds all the way up to like 22, 20, 24 pounds for a big one. Sorry to say, yeah, I wasn't talking about red light therapy. I was talking about they have tanning beds that have UV therapy as well as that. And so I was going to, somebody said that you can use, what is that called? There's a word for it, but it's like UV something tanning beds that they have there. And it's for getting vitamin D because it's a different spectrum, but it's not red light. So the tanning beds have the UV therapy, and then the sauna has the red light therapy. So you can kind of do both there. Let's see. I can't stand on the shake plate yet. I do good just having my feet on it right now. Yeah, and you'll get there, and especially if you can put it in a corner where you can have both hands, one on each wall, and just stand on it for even like a minute and start doing that. But definitely don't rush it. I don't like some of the machines at my gym. Instead of having a pin that you use to select the weight, it has a flip switch, and that makes it harder to select. Huh. I haven't seen one of those yet. All right. Good to see you, Green. Let's see. I agree with you. I also think the weird artsy animations between clips were unnecessary. Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of one note. It seemed like they kind of just had um, a kind of a I don't know, a real basic message to get across, which was fine. I mean, it was true, but then they used a lot of filler to put it in there. I just felt like uh, I don't know. I just felt like they kept saying the same thing over and over and over again with a lot of different illustrations the same way, But I mean, that's fine. It's all, they're all doing good things. I just thought that it was just kind of one note. I wasn't super impressed, to be honest. I love any promotion of yeah, exactly. Just feel the same way. Weber Smoky Mountain is great. My only minor complaint is it doesn't hold utensils like say I can't. Oh yeah, for sure. No, I ended up buying some grill carts that I have out next to it. Some outdoor grill carts that hold utensils and have hooks on it. And I ended up building a whole setup because I got I got stainless steel tables out there that I can use, and I bought a steam cleaner so that when I prep the meat, I can steam off the stainless steel, and it's really easy to kill all the germs and keep sanitary and keep clean. And then I got some stainless steel prep carts that I can push out right next to it. So then I have a place, and then I have another table that I just screwed down one of those dispensers on for the butcher paper so that you can wrap your briskets and meat and stuff in it. And it all works pretty good. Takes time to build all that stuff up, but once you have it, it does make it nice because you can just prep so much meat, and it just makes it so simple to have what you need when you need it and have space for it in the freezers and a plan for what you're going to do. And then it just, all the stuff that I needs out there, the knives, the gloves, the steam cleaner, all the prep tables and the butcher paper and the pellets and the charcoal and all that stuff. And you can just put it together so quick that this makes it easy. And honestly, that's what I need when, to stay consistent. I just need it to be like a reflex where it can just where I can prep enough food in 10 minutes in the morning that I'll be set for the day or even 2 days. And it just runs on its own. And that's where I finally got things, and it makes it a lot better. See you tomorrow, Allie. Good to see you. All right. And I made it to the bottom. Sorry, this live stream sucks. It's been plagued with nonsense, and I didn't have really any topics today because I was just kind of throwing it together. But I'm trying to catch up on work and get things running smoother and get through a couple of things here. Then I want to start having some guests on and actually just kind of treating it like a podcast, because I would much rather do that with a topic because it's just more fun, to have more direction with it. So that's kind of the plan. I've been saying that a while, but it's so hard to get caught up. There's always something going on. Mom had pneumonia this week. Had to take her to the ER a couple of times because she got COVID, and then it set into, or no, they thought it was COVID. Then they said it was rhinovirus, and then it turned to pneumonia. So that was a whole thing. And then my computer decided, well, we had 3 power outages over the last 2 weeks, and I think that's what killed my computer. Because what ended up happening to my computer was it killed one of my monitors. It burnt up all the display ports off the back of the graphics card. It burnt up all the display ports on the graphics card. The only thing that worked was the HDMI port on the graphics card. The processor was acting funny, and the audio card burnt up. So something catastrophic happened, and it burnt up a monitor. And I think it was because we must have had a power surge in the night. We'd had like 3 power outages here. So, and I had it hooked up to a surge suppressor, but I think that it just took too many hits. And how those things kind of work is they have these, well, from what I've seen, I don't know if they all work the same way, but they have these voltage sinks in them that it kind of takes the hit, kind of like a resistive coil. And what I hear is that if they take too many hits, that they kind of lose their effectiveness. So, but yeah, I appreciate Lisa today has been a rough one. So, but yeah, other than that, going to be trying to do a little bit better here in the future, especially when I got a monitor on order so I can replace it and kind of get this thing set up for real and try to figure out, I got to get my camera and OBS studio set up again correctly and get this audio cleared up. And then we'll be back on track. So, but it was fun hanging out with you guys. And yeah, I'm going to try to think of a better topic or a better podcast to have next week. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in SPG open chat and the priming call. And if nothing else, we'll see you on YouTube here next Friday with Bella. So you guys have an awesome night. Have a good start of the week. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. See ya.